Hello. Today I'd like to speak to you about something really, really important. Our whole generation has been caught in this mistake, has been caught in this sidetracked battlefield. And I want to put this straight. I want to give you something to really contemplate about what your life could be all about. Let me start with it. In the beginning there was God, right? And God created Adam and Eve. Don't worry, don't get triggered about God and so on. This is important because we're all based around these stories and we have to find a way how to live with it. So, in the beginning there was God, and God created Adam and Eve. This triangle is really, really important because anything that we see in our world about the Illuminati, about our spiritual life is always this triangle. And I want to show you why this triangle is the wrong point to focus on. Because this is also known as the masculine triangle. Our whole world is masculine, or the patriarchy as we call it. There's a big, big problem with it. So let's leave this as that. There's God. We'll write this on there. God, right? Then we have Adam and Eve. Now, Adam and Eve is something that we can't really grasp, because what is also meant is here is a part of our ancestral line. So let's do this in another color. This is something, this is our ancestral line, as I said, the generationals before us, what we brought into this world. What we can say is that down here, after our ancestors, there come our parents. So we have here on this side, we have the father, right? And on this side, of course, what do we have? Our mother. So from the evolution, if here is Adam and here is Eve, here's the father and here's the mother, then we have to have the son and we have to have the daughter. And here is the point. This is the big dynamics that we experience in our lifetime. This is our direct dynamic between father and mother, between father and daughter, between mother and son dynamics. Now, we always know from the psychology that the sons have a very, very emotional link to the mother, and the daughters also experience a very particular link to their fathers. So this is the whole dynamics that we're playing out with. And this is where we learn, this is where we copy, this is where we become the person who we are. But we're not that. We're not that, what we learn between father and mother, what we have been given from our ancestors and so on. We're much, much more than that. And this is the important thing. So if not, then what then? There is a universal law that says so above, so below. So let's put this. So if this is something that we can't access, then this line should also be something that is somewhere out of bounds. It's out of bounds because there is the magic behind it. So what it's really all about is exactly this. When we let go of this relationship, this is this human incarnation that we live, that we're part and parcel of our parents, and we're not. This is just our worldly experience of it to resolve, to let go of. That we then, if we have become a son and daughter, to put something higher up is this line. Is to go vertical. Not stay in this area, but bringing down the will of God. Right? So we're son and daughter of God, not son and daughter of father and mother, of the worldly, but of the spiritual world. So what happens here, if we let go of this dynamic that ties us into the material world, and we allow ourselves to let our sonship and our daughtership, who are we becoming? So down here, it has to be Christ. As above, so below. So this triangle, the downward pointing triangle, the feminine triangle, is actually all that is important. And if you think that down here, or you can't see it now in the video, if down here is your Christ being, the one who you came into this material world, but you're not of this world, but from this world, right? So if this is who you are, and you get stuck in this level, then you have a problem because you're caught in that matrix. Here, this is the matrix. If you can transcend that, if you can let go of the father or the mother, in the Bible it says you only shall call one the father, your father in heaven. So it's here. So that triangle becomes actually much, much bigger. But what it's all about is this triangle here, that you allow this power that is here to drain into here, but only through the vertical. But there's also the thing that the sign for God is also this circle. This is the sign with a dot in it. This is the sign for God. So this is God. This is all that there is. This is the whole universe. This is the whole experience of it. But here's the thing. This is what is so interesting. Remember, this is the line we can't cross because it's the ancestral line. It's the line going beyond, or the death line. Here's death. And the resurrection comes into father, mother, and we are being born from these worldly entities, becoming our own individual selves, realizing, hold on, I'm not that, what I've been taught. So I have to unlearn what I have been taught to allow myself to open up to the spiritual experience, to the vertical experience. And from there, I can descend. This is interesting. We have been told we should ascend, but we are needing to descend. We need to bring down the feminine, the Holy Spirit, the intuition, our wisdom, and we have to descend into our Christ being. So the descent is really, really important, because if you take this line here, which you can't cross, and you bring it down, and bring it up here, then you have exactly the cross, the Christian cross, which is all about. It's here is the center where we are at people, because as I said, we are from this world, but not of this world. This is the sacred union place where we mix all of that, but where we are in the center, where we aligned with the vertical level, with the spiritual destiny and purpose that is in us, that is our seed, that's given to us, the individuality. And that then comes down onto earth as our Christ being. So here is the amazing thing, that the cross is hidden within that. And we are all being pointed at there, which we can't get to. So we're like treading water. Forget it. The main point is, this is where it happens. But we have to let go of this, what happens, to unlearn what we have learned, then to descend, go into matter and become that who we truly are, a son or a child of God. And therefore we're ending up being a Christ. And this is the great Aquarian age, the awakening of the Christ consciousness within all of us. What has been shown and told to us about a personal experience now becomes a collective experience. And this is where we at. We all are invited ultimately to let go and sign up to something much, much bigger. And that then allows us to become and experience heaven on earth, paradise, by being the Christ. And with that, we not have worldly skills, but we have supernatural skills. The instant healing that Jesus did becomes available to us. Clairvoyancy, clairaudience, whatever you want to call it. This is available to all of us. But we have to let go of this drama of the matrix in here to fulfill our purpose, to remember of where we truly belong to and who we truly are. Remember, the Father and I are one. And you shall only get to the Father via Christ. They said Jesus, right? It's not really true. Yes, Jesus, our big brother who showed us, he was the master. He was the only big master who died and got resurrected or came back into this life. This is what it means. Via your Christ being. By descending, going down into matter and become who you are. And you certainly are not the limitation of what your father and mother have given you and have brought into you. You're much, much more than that. So, maybe that's helpful. Maybe that allows you to symbolize or to visualize more of the downward pointing triangle rather than the upward pointing triangle. Because this is something that you will never truly be able to explore or experience, because it's said, nobody who is alive will have ever seen me. So think of that. As long as you concentrate on that, you running and following something that's not possible. The one that is possible is going down here. This is possible. This is what it's truly all about. And this is what the world doesn't want you to know, that you're perfect, that you're made in the same picture than God. You're equal to that in the potentiality. You're omnipotent, omnipresent. So you don't need to be God. You can't be God, but you can be the experience of a son of God or a child of God in this worldly matter here. This is what it's all about. So if you really want to work on your potential, if you really want to become creative and efficient and successful, then the only success there can be to become a Christ, a child of God. Maybe as a last, I have a mantra. And the mantra I say every day, of course, is I want to become a vessel to work for God on a daily basis in every moment, but also to ask for the Christ conscious in me to arise and to awaken, and let me walk in your shoes, let me walk in your robe of glory, let me see the world through your robe of glory. And the robe of glory is this pristine, clean, pure aura that surrounds Jesus Christ, the Master, as he has been enlightened to see the world, not what he's facing initially through his projections, but seeing through what makes people tick. Why are they like that? What are the illusions that someone has taken on that has no foundation of being perfect, being God-made? And it's in the illusion, seeing the illusions that we have taken on that exist within our matrix world, that we then can let go, as we call the illusion. Because as soon as you call an illusion, the illusion can't answer, like it's gone. It's like, who are you? That's why Jesus always asks the illnesses, who are you? And the universe always has to respond. The universe is always there to serve you. And of course, if you're not aligned with yourself, and if you're standing beside yourself in hell, then the universe will also serve you by slap you in the face to align yourself again, to realign yourself, to go back into alignment. And it will put the pressure on and the suffering on and on till you move back. That's the way how the universe serves you. But if you're aligned with yourself, it serves you in giving everything to you that you need. That's the promise of paradise on earth, or heaven on earth. So, but for this you need to be vertically aligned. You can't be over here, I'm the son there, or I'm the daughter there. No, you have to be in the center. That's why it also says you have to love your father and mother. Yeah, you do, but on a surrendered way, on a detached way of saying, thanks for having brought me into this world, but here it's over, right? Because I have something much greater footsteps to step into than to run your legacy. The only thing that I have come into is to let go of the limitations that this parental and child dynamic has, that this is not the true life, the forever life, but that this is the matrix. This is the life where death rules, where we die and it's like, okay, that was it. But the forever life is the life within this circle, is the life to become a Christ, and from there experience no death anymore. So if I hope that was helpful. Let me know what you think of it. Please do write me any questions. I'm happy to answer them. And if you need any support on your way, just let me know and I'm happy to support you. Mostly via online calls. That's perfectly enough, because so often it's just about speaking about communicating, letting go of your limitations and your behaviors. Delighted to support you also in descending, of allowing the feminine principle, of the receptive principle, to receive, right, the will of God and manifest that here down onto earth. Speak to you soon.